Hi, Fleet Maull here for Heart Mind Institute, formerly known as Windhorse Seminars Online. And in this video, I'm going to introduce a simple breath regulation technique called box breathing, which is an excellent tool for enhancing and sustaining our resilience, and also for being able to regulate our own physiology, which allows us to regulate our own emotions and behaviors and puts us more in the driver's seat, or at least the co-pilot seat, of our own life. So box breathing has 4 parts, which is why it's called box breathing. You have the in-breath, a pause, the out-breath, and a pause. And the idea is to have them all of the same duration. So it's like a box with 4 parts, all of the same equal duration. So before we do the box breathing, from my own experience, it's very helpful to do any of these breath regulation practices or other resilience tools or mindfulness tools with a quality of mindful presence, mindful embodiment. In other words, being in the body, aware of our breathing, and fully present. And to have that quality being in our body be as deep as possible, so that we're aware of all the sensations on the surface of the skin from head to toe, which is probably the area we most frequently pay attention to, and then all of the sensations within the body as well, based on the fact that the body is sensory all the way down to the bones. Our whole body is a living organism. It's all living tissue, even the bones. All has neuronal cells connected to the nervous system. So our body is sensory inside and out from head to toe. And this capacity to feel the body on the inside, or the body's capacity to feel itself, as it were, is called interoception, or interoceptive awareness. And we're all familiar with this, even if we're not familiar with that term, because this is how we know when we're tired, when we're thirsty, when we're hungry, when we need to use the restroom. It's how we experience discomfort in the body, aches or pains, a headache, indigestion. So we're mostly aware of interoception, this capacity we have, when there is some discomfort. But we can develop a more abiding awareness of the internal sensate field in the body, and this through practice. And this translates into being more present, more embodied, more grounded in the body, and we will experience ourselves as more present, and others will experience us as more present, more available, more open. We'll be better listeners and so forth. And we'll be better able to self-regulate because we'll be picking up on the internal cues for what is going on for ourselves physically, emotionally, and so forth more readily, and be able to respond rather than getting hijacked by various physical or emotional or even cognitive experiences. Okay? So I'm going to lead us into just a little mindful present for a moment, and then we'll go right into the box breathing. Okay, so you can do the box breathing anytime, anywhere, in any posture. You can do it while you're driving your car. You can do it with the eyes wide open, of course. You can do it laying down in bed to go to sleep at night. You can do it sitting in a chair. You can do it at your desk at work, or really in any situation. And so whatever your situation is right now, whether you're sitting in a chair or sitting on a meditation cushion or sitting in your car or standing up or lying down, whatever your posture is, if you would, as you're ready, gently bring your attention to the body and begin to explore with curiosity, openness, non-judgment, the entire field of actual tactile physical sensations that make up the experience we call body. The word body is just a concept, and there is a kind of conceptual body made up of our thoughts about the body, our images, our memories, and so forth. And that's not the actual body, that's the conceptual body. Beneath that, there's the actual tactile physical sensations. So the invitation is to begin to tune into that, bringing our attention again and again to the body, to this landscape of tactile physical sensation, perhaps beginning with the contact points between our body and the chair or the bed or wherever we are, the car seat, our feet in the ground. Perhaps feeling the weight of our clothing, the contact between our clothing and our skin, the contact between any exposed areas of the skin and the room temperature where we are, or if we're outside, or any movement of the air. The passage of air across the nostrils and parted lips with each in-breath and out-breath. So just being curious about whatever we can notice and feel from head to toe. And if the mind wanders, we just gently bring it back. That's what the mind does. The mind tends to wander all over the place, so we just keep gently bringing it back. And each time coming back to the body and dropping in with greater curiosity. Like how clearly, accurately, vividly can I experience my own body right now, this experience of being alive in a human body right now in the moment. Then you're also invited to pay attention to, be curious about all the internal sensations within the body, activating this capacity we call interoceptive awareness. So the overall weight and mass of the muscles and bones, the feeling of gravity holding us down, any sensations of relaxation or tension, aliveness or numbness, the presence of any aches or pains or areas of discomfort. Just the overall flow of nervous energy or aliveness within the body. Whatever you can notice and feel. So coming back again and again to the body and really feeling into the body, just feeling the body as it is from head to toe, inside and out, with curiosity, openness, non-judgment. And then also finding that flow we call the breath, that flow of sensate experience, passage of air across the nostrils and parted lips, rib cage opening and closing, lungs filling with air, releasing the air, diaphragm muscle contracting and relaxing, properly driving the breath with good belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing, and the belly rising and falling. So that entire flow with each breath, just like waves lapping at the seashore as the breath just flows in and out. So this is basic mindfulness of body, mindfulness of breathing practice. And generally with basic mindfulness practice, we just let the breath be as it is. With box breathing, we are going to intentionally breathe in a particular way that activates the relaxation response, the parasympathetic branch of the autonomic nervous system, and is a wonderful tool to self-regulate, and especially when we find ourselves agitated or too upregulated, we can bring ourselves back to a more resourced baseline state. Okay, so the box breathing again has 4 parts, and I'll guide us in this way. I'll say in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And we'll start off this way with the count of 4. Eventually you'll develop your own count. You may be working with a count of 3, 4, or 5, and you'll have your own frequency. I'm doing it at a particular pace, and over time, sometimes the counting kind of begins to match our heart rhythm or our heartbeat. It just kind of begins to sync up in that way. But whatever works for you, and the idea is that all 4 parts of the breath are for the same duration. Okay, so let's give it a try. So just flashing that quality of deeply embodied presence, really landing in the body, feeling the body from head to toe, inside and out, feeling the flow of the breath, and then beginning with an in-breath. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think you get the idea. So just keep breathing with that pattern. Now, sometimes we find the hold at the end of the out breath or exhale a little more difficult. We're not used to holding our breath in that way. In fact, we might want to sort of gasp for an in-breath. Just with practice, we'll relax and we'll get used to it. And we want to keep it comfortable. There's no reason ever to be ambitious in breath regulation tools. That's contraindicated. Right? So gentle and relaxed. And find the duration that works for you, whether it's a 3 count, 4 count, 5 count, and do your own counting. So let's do it together one more time here, beginning with an inhale. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. I think I missed a hold on that first cycle there, but you get the idea. So 4 parts, just like a box, each part, same duration. So I encourage you to just work with this. It takes time to get comfortable with it and get used to it. This is a self-regulation tool that will help us regulate our own physiology, which helps us regulate our own emotions, which helps us regulate our own behaviors, puts us more in the driver's seat, or at least the co-pilot seat of our own life, instead of letting the world around us be in charge of it. And it also balances out the left and right sides of the brain and so forth. It's a wonderful self-regulation tool that we can use to become resourced when we're feeling unresourced, or to maintain and sustain a quality of being resourced, and that over time, really this will help us actually restructure the brain and our physiology to be more resilient, which means we're able to be more responsive to the challenges we meet every day in a more fluid way, rather than getting triggered into those fear-based reactive approaches, which often don't work out so well. Okay? So do your best with it. So let's just do it silently for a moment, and then we'll just let go of the box breathing and relax back into basic mindfulness of body and breathing. So when you complete your box breathing, you can just relax back into basic embodied presence, mindfulness of body, mindfulness of breathing. I'd also like to say that you can do this completely through the nose with the mouth closed, so you can be breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. You can have your lips slightly parted and be breathing through the nose and the mouth. Or like we do with the straw breathing, you can breathe in through the nose and then out through pursed lips, like that. So experiment. Do it in different ways. See if it has a different effect, a different impact for you. And again, always approach these breath regulation tools without ambition, gently. They're very benevolent as long as you approach them that way. And you'll find that this can be a wonderful tool in staying more self-regulated in the midst of the daily challenges we all face. So thank you very much.